Hey, welcome back to Mrs. B Reads. We are working on Dusty Bowling's The Canyon's Edge, and I noticed that we're missing about 10 pages or so. So here we go. Wait a minute. Eyeglass change. Okay. So this is page 187. The chapter is called Still Here. The pain in my head, pounding with venom and thirst, awakens me. Reaching a hand up to my matted hair, I feel the tender lump on the back of my skull where it hit the cave ceiling. A tunnel of sparkling sunlight shines down into the canyon. How long was I sleeping? It must be about noon. Noon the next day. The next day? Please let it only be the next day. Could I have slept longer? I look at the cuts on my hands, study the slices and scratches. They still look fresh, not yet scabbing. A person can only go about 3 days without water, and I feel like I have another day left in me. I must have another day left. So it had to be only one night. That means it's been 2 nights, 48 hours since the flood. I made it through another night. So sick and dehydrated and starving, but I'm still here. I beat the beast back, and I vanquished the venom. I thwarted the thirst, and I'm still here. Beat the beast back all starts with B's. That's alliteration. Vanquish the venom all starts with V's. That's alliteration. Thwarted the thirst all starts with TH. That's alliteration. When you repeat the starting sound across several words in a row, you got yourself some alliteration. Pushing myself up to sit, my stomach churns. My limbs feel like they're filled with sand. I look around the cave. Where is it? I lean over, peer down, and there it is, lying on the canyon floor. The rope. How is she going to get down? Page 190, 171 if you're my kids. All for nothing. No, no, no. The rope for which I sacrificed my arms and legs and face and time lies on the canyon floor 20 feet below. I kicked it, killed it, shoved it over the edge. So triumphant in my accomplishment and how I protected myself. Go back and look at page. Hang on. Stay with me. Come on, where are we? I don't even know. I don't know where it is. Oh boy. Go back a few pages and look at where she is stomping. And the hair slides over. I gotta find this because you guys are gonna love this. And you're gonna be like, what? All right, she gets stung by the scorpion. That was terrible. Newly new. Ah, no, that's the scorpion. Okay. Boopity-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. Then she has the dream with Danielle. Then we see about the beast, and he's climbing up the walls. Oh, man, and she's freaking out. Oh, gosh. Okay, here it is. Go back to page 177 in the book, 160 if you're my kids. Go read that, the top part of that page. What did she do? How did the rope wind up on the bottom of the canyon floor? I know. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. She doesn't have a rope. I kicked it, killed it, shoved it over the edge, so triumphant in my accomplishment and how I protected myself. How will I ever get out of here without my rope? I can see the ground is dry. No flood came. I lie back down, pull my knees up to my chest, and cry tearless sobs. The only person in the world. 48 hours and Dad still hasn't found me. What if he passed by while I slept? What if he didn't see me? No, he'd have seen my marks in the dirt, the blood streaking the wall, the hair scattered around. He would have looked up. He didn't come. It's quiet except for my sobs. I feel like the only person left in the world. I know I'm not, but I also know Dad's not coming to find me. It will have to be me who finds him. Up. I push myself back up. Muscles cramping, I grab my brown wadded tank top, slip it over my head, and pull it down. I drape my boots over my shoulder, bootlaces still tied together. I lean out of the cave and look down again. Then I turn my head to look up toward the blinding blue sky. It's not very far, but my muscles are feeble, weak from dehydration, venom, lack of food. What do you think she's thinking? I pull a mesquite bean out of my pocket and bite down, chewing. But with so little spit left, it's dust in my mouth. I try to swallow, but it sticks in my dry throat, making me cough, part of it coming back out, part of it making its way down to my hollow stomach. This mouthful of sawdust is all I have to energize me. But there's nowhere to go from here but up, even if it means I may never get back down. Time to go. I sit here chewing and coughing on the dry beans, wishing I could stay, terrified of what I have to do to leave. I reach a hand out of the cave and my fingertips just barely skim the light. I can't stay here where no one will find me. I can't stay here when I'm the only one who can find Dad. An insect flutters around outside the cave. Focusing on it, I try to slow the spinning in my head. The insect soars into the cave and settles on the floor beside me. I'm surprised to see it's a monarch butterfly. I move my hand toward it and it flies away. Time for me to do the same. Leaving. Sticking my head out once more, I wait for my eyes to adjust to the light. I look up the wall, tell myself again it's not very far. I've survived the flood, the wind, the venom, the hunger, the thirst. I can do this. Staying in this cave is not an option. I fell yesterday. Strike through. I won't fall today. I did 20 feet yesterday. I can do another 20 today. Finding a foothold outside the cave, I move sideways away from the opening to follow another crack to the top. One more foothold, my fingers gripping the crack, and I'm nearly above the cave. Now there's no going back in. Climbing. I take my time. My hair is no longer an obstacle, and I have more light. I read the rock wall with my toes, as though the route is written in Braille. But I'm so very, very tired and didn't realize how weak muscles can be because I've never gone this long without eating in my entire life. The weakness is in every part of me, in my legs, in my arms, in my heart, in my fingers, trying to hold on to the narrow split in the rock. They tremble and threaten release. Now I feel the beast below me, sneering, sniping, snapping, alliteration, his snarling mouth, his claws outstretched, patiently waiting for me to fall. Climbing takes energy, strength, patience. What little I have left is as thin and frail as the monarch's wings. The most powerful thing I have to fuel my climb is anger. Grip strength. Grip strength is crucial, Dad says, holding Mom's rope as she climbs, keeping it taut, that means tight. She's almost at the top of the wall. I am 6 years old, and we are standing in his rock gym together. You never know what you might face in the desert, Dad says. You have to be prepared for everything. Mom reaches the top. She waves down at us, bright and beaming. Then she releases the wall and leaps. No fear, no worry, no doubt that Dad will belay the rope for her properly. No doubt that Dad will always keep her safe. Dad watches her descend, slowly feeding the rope through the belay device. She lands and throws her arms around him, giving him a kiss that makes me crinkle my nose. Then she turns to me, runs a chalky hand down my hair, and tells me, "It's your turn now, my little blackbird. Get ready to fly." Blackbird, what is that in reference to? Think about it. We learned about this a few chapters back. If you're in my class, we did a whole Beatles discography. That's a reference to the song Blackbird by Paul McCartney. And when an author makes a reference like that, it's called an allusion, A-L-L. Not illusion, not like a magician, like pulling a rabbit out of his hat. An allusion, when an author references a work of popular culture, a song, a movie, a play, something like that. And the better read you are, the more allusions you're going to pick up on. They're everywhere. All right, last chapter, stress. I'm climbing, using cracks my fingers barely slip into, up to the first joint. I'm climbing using protrusions, things that stick out in the rocks that may only stick out enough to hold the tips of my toes. My feet are sore, toes raw, toenails torn. My hands are swollen, palms sliced, fingers cracked, fingernails shredded to nubs. At home, I eat chocolate and listen to my music and wrap myself tightly in my soft blanket and tie my figure eights and knead my balloon of flour. Mary told me how to make it. A regular birthday balloon, baking flour, and a funnel to fill it. And I knead and I knead and I knead until the balloon bursts. And then I make another one. It's like a fidget for her. There's no way I could hold on to this wall of rock right now with my marred hands if I hadn't kneaded my balloon of flour thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.